Welcome to Making Money with Marty Moose. I am Marty Moose. Yes, my parents had a sense of humor. I'm creating this channel and we're going to talk about ways to make money. It's for informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial investment or other advice. I will share with you things I've learned over the many years of life in ways to make money. Mostly investing. We'll maybe talk some gambling and some other instruments that can make money. So what I want to talk about first is what I'm going to do with this is I set up a Robinhood account. I do have a Robinhood account. I have a WeBull account and I have a Charles Schwab account. But what I'm going to do in the Robinhood account is I'm going to deposit some money in there. I'm in the process of doing that. I'm going to put about $5,000 in there, and we're going to grow that money together. And I'll explain through the various videos I make of what I'm looking at, what the strategy is I'm going to use, and what stocks I'm looking at buying and investing in. And so to start with, I always want to start with a nice base in my investment. So I'm going to talk about MO, Alteria Group. I knew it as Philip Morris way back in the days when you actually had to pay about $8 to get into a stock and get out of a stock with every trade. It's nice nowadays that the stocks are actually, you trade zero commissions. So I'm going to talk about this stock for the reason that it's a nice stable stock. It's maintained, I've owned it many years, and it pays a quarterly dividend. It pays its dividend in the month of April. So you can see right here where it says next X date. So what we want to do is hopefully own it by March 24th of this year, and then it's going to pay a dividend of 86 cents per share. It pays an annual dividend of about 7.33%. That's much more money than you would make putting some cash into a certificate of like a CD at a bank, or even holding money in a bank that pays usually less than 1%. And the next payday is going to be April 30th. I like this stock because essentially it is a stable stock. It does fluctuate in price over the long term, but for the most part, it's a safe investment. If you look at it here, I've pulled it up. Notice it's ran up lately. The last couple days, starting with March 5th, it's kind of ran all the way up to $47, almost $48. It usually is a lot. It hasn't been that high in quite a while. This is why I think it's kind of a good buy. But I'm going to tell you kind of what price to get into. It kind of has gone up and down, but it's again, it pays a quarterly dividend. It's a good stock. And what I'm going to do with kind of the base layer of my investments is I'm going to establish stocks that pay dividends in each month of the quarter. So this one again will be to pay in April, and then we'll pick a stock that's going to pay a dividend in May, and then the one's going to pay a dividend in June, and that's just going to repeat throughout the year. So at least the stocks that we own, we're going to get some income. And for the most part, I'm always going to try to reinvest that back into the stock so you can kind of dollar cost average. But it's nice to have stocks spread out so that every month we are getting income through the dividends of the stocks. And then we're going to build on top of that the more speculative stocks, maybe lower price stocks where you can own a lot more shares, and we can hopefully have a nice run up and get in and get out. And we'll talk about that as we progress through these videos. But for the most part, right now, MO is trading at about looks like 47.5. I expect it to kind of pull back. It's if we look down on a more hourly chart, we see it's kind of oversold right now. So I expect what happens going to happen in the next few days. Towards the end of this week, it's going to come back down. So I'm going to put a kind of an entry point around $46 or so. If we look at kind of how it's ran up, ran up. We can see I expect it to kind of come back down. It usually will fall back as people take profit, because again it hasn't been this high for a while. So I expect a good entry point is going to be like $46 or under 46, 45, 70, something around that. So I think that would be kind of a good start. Again, we need to want to, so I'm going to put a trade in there to establish a position in it. It's probably not going to be that many shares, because again, I'm just going to do with the Robinhood account as I'm putting money into it. I'm going to get like 5,000 and grow that over time. So these base stocks, I want my portfolio to consist of about 40% of these base stocks, and then we're going to add some stocks that have a little bit, maybe possibly higher rate of return, but they're going to be a little bit more riskier too. So again, MO is a very, very safe stock to start out with. So if I have $5,000 and I'm going to put 40% in it, into the base stocks, that means I get about $2,000 to trade. I'm going to spread that over 3 different stocks. So I've got about $660 to invest into this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an order in, a limit order of about 46 or so. I'm going to let the number of shares be dictated by the limit order price. So at if I put $650 into the stock and I put a $46 limit order, I can own 14 shares of MO. And each quarter I'm going to get paid 86 cents a share. Again, it may not seem much, but as we're starting out, it's going to, again, give you income each month. And ideally, you'd want to reinvest that back into the stock and buy more stock and grow your stock that way. So it's kind of be the game plan. Again, I'm just going to talk about all things kind of making money, of things that I've learned. Mostly investing. I could talk about some gambling, and I'll talk about other instruments that I've bought and sold over the years to make money. So come along for the ride. This is video number 1. I'm going to figure out some video way system to do it. I'm probably going to buy a much better webcam than the one on this computer. Maybe once I get a certain amount of subscribers, get some more software to screen captures, so you can kind of see more clearly what I'm talking about. This is just a very basic setup as I figure this out. And I hope you enjoy the video. Again, subscribe, like, comment. Do my best to answer those when I have time. But again, it's making money with Marty Moose, because I am Marty Moose, and come along and watch and let me show you and teach you how I've made money over the years. And it's not necessarily making money, it's also wealth building, because we really want to build wealth. So when you get later in life, you can enjoy the hard work and getting your money to work for you. All right, thanks for joining us.